Tim Dillon just went absolutely nuclear on Meghan Markle.
They're like low-grade reality stars that are trying to attach to anything.
He destroyed her fake New York car chase.
They started to lose relevance, of course. So what they did was they cooked up this thing where they were going to try to simulate his mother's death in New York.
Exposed her shitty watery jam empire.
She just thinks we're all monsters and we're all just kind of pigs in the mud, and that she's helping us with jam.
And he even called her the R word.
Like Meghan and Harry, I've listened to both of them talk. Garden variety retards.
And it wasn't just Tim. Even Conan O'Brien was trashing Meghan's jam empire. We'll get to that train wreck in just a bit. But first, let's dive into the most embarrassing revelation of all, how Hollywood's elite are literally showing around screenshots of Meghan begging people to hang out with her.
And I'm literally at the party, they're showing me texts of this woman begging people to like hang out. She's trying to get places. It's sad.
The mental image of Meghan Markle desperately texting people to hang out is both hilarious and deeply pathetic. Picture this. The woman who thought the royal family wasn't good enough for her is now sliding into DMs like a desperate college freshman trying to find weekend plans. Tim witnessed this firsthand at parties where people were literally passing around their phones, showing her thirsty messages.
And a lot of people at this party are like, hey man, we text her back, we try to be nice, she's the Duchess, but we've had enough, right? We've had enough of her and she's, it's enough.
Even people who genuinely tried to be polite and accommodate her Duchess status have officially tapped out. There's something particularly brutal about hearing "we've had enough of her" from people who were actually making an effort to include her. When Hollywood insiders, people known for networking and social climbing themselves, are collectively saying enough, you've crossed a line.
She has connections. She has people whose necks she can step on to get to the next level. She does not have friends.
This reveals the core of who Meghan really is. She doesn't form genuine connections with people. She just identifies whose bags she can step on to reach the next level. Real friendship requires mutual respect and genuine care. But Meghan treats relationships like business transactions where everyone exists to serve her ambitions.
She does not care about other human beings. She only wants power. And the only way that she feels that she can get it is by leveraging her relationships with certain people. That's not friendship.
The pattern became crystal clear to everyone around her. She doesn't give a shit about other human beings. It's all about accumulating power and leveraging every relationship for personal gain. That's not friendship, that's exploitation with a smile and a curtsy.
So they came to America, rented a mansion, and immediately started to monetize the horrible things they had gone through. And everybody eventually got sick of them because it was so crass and everybody could see immediately what they were both about.
Tim absolutely nailed the timeline here. They didn't even unpack their bags before turning their royal exit into a monetization strategy. Most people would lay low after such a public family breakdown, maybe focus on healing privately. But Harry and Meghan saw opportunity in their supposed trauma and immediately started shopping it around Hollywood.
They're ridiculous after that. They want it both ways. You can't be, these people were so mean to us, poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
The contradiction is so obvious, it's almost insulting to everyone's intelligence. You can't spend years complaining about media attention while simultaneously signing Netflix deals and writing tell-all books about how much you hate the attention. It's the most transparent cash grab in modern celebrity history.
It's very interesting to make a 3-part documentary on Netflix about how bad things are while living in a castle. I find the lack of self-awareness there to be very fun. I mean, they're very funny.
Making a 3-part documentary about your struggles while literally living in a castle is peak lack of self-awareness. The optics are so tone-deaf it becomes comedy gold. Poor us, look how hard our lives are in this multi-million-dollar mansion with full security detail and celebrity connections.
To me, to portray yourself as somebody who's having a rough go of it whilst living in a castle with royal protection and then leaving and flying to America to stay in the home of a big celebrity and it's a beautiful home, they make me laugh.
Tim perfectly captures the absurdity of their whole victim narrative. You need serious mental gymnastics to portray yourself as struggling while living in literal castles with royal protection, then flying to America to crash at Tyler Perry's mansion. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. Complaining about your hard life while surrounded by more luxury than 99% of humanity will ever see.
You're just fragile. Just take a hint from the Queen, the recently departed.
Never complain, never explain, and rarely be heard speaking in public.
Bill Maher drops some wisdom here about taking notes from the Queen herself. Elizabeth understood that royal dignity meant keeping your mouth shut and handling problems privately. She never whined publicly about her struggles, and she lived through actual hardships like World War II and family scandals that would make Harry and Meghan's drama look like a soap opera.
You're complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous. I totally agree.
The privilege complaints are what really expose how disconnected from reality they've become. When your biggest problems involve which castle to live in and whether people curtsy fast enough, maybe save the victim speeches for people who actually face real struggles. Their lack of self-awareness has become a masterclass in how not to read the room.
Well, what's brilliant about what she's doing is she knows people want to spend money, and spending money makes them feel like they're getting something that's better, even though it might not necessarily be true.
Tim's spot on about Meghan's marketing genius. She knows people will throw money at anything that makes them feel superior or enlightened. The jam isn't about quality, it's about selling the fantasy that you're living like a duchess in Montecito. She's basically running the same playbook as every other overpriced lifestyle guru who convinces people that buying their products will transform their lives.
She just thinks we're all monsters and we're all just kind of pigs in the mud, and that she's helping us with jam and honey.
This might be the most accurate takedown of Meghan's entire worldview. She genuinely believes everyone else is just rolling around in the mud like peasants, while she's this enlightened being here to save us all with organic honey and artisanal jam. The condescension is breathtaking, like we're all just waiting for her royal guidance on how to live properly.
I really am a middleman for jars of jam.
He works for Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Really tiny jams, harvestable jams.
Yes, exactly.
Made from the oils of Montecito.
When Conan O'Brien and Ryan Reynolds are roasting your jam business on late night TV, you've officially become a punchline. The fact that they're making jokes about tiny jams and harvestable jam made from the oils of Montecito shows how ridiculous the whole brand has become to regular people.
How I prepare water for my guests. Some water that I got from the spring in my backyard. Whatever you do, don't use tap water. I'm just gonna sneak a taste. You flower petal. H is always calling water water, and there you have it.
The parody content writes itself at this point. People are literally mocking the pretentious lifestyle influencer aesthetic that Meghan's trying so hard to embody. The spring water from your backyard, the flower petals and everything, acting like some sort of wellness guru.
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative with it.
The flower arranging mockery cuts deep because it perfectly captures how vapid and disconnected from reality these lifestyle brands really are. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country, maybe disown your dad. That's basically Meghan's actual life story told through overpriced home decor.
And she just kind of goes through the kitchen. It's a little moment. It's not about perfection. It's about the journey. I don't know where my autistic husband is. He doesn't know where he is. He's not allowed to see his family. I destroyed a monarchy so we could have a little dish.
Tim's cooking show impersonation is absolutely unhinged and cuts straight to the core of what Meghan's really done. Here's a woman pretending to be this wholesome lifestyle guru while her husband sits somewhere completely lost and cut off from everyone he once knew. The contrast between her fake domestic bliss and the actual destruction she's caused is staggering.
And it's a family that's been around for centuries, and I destroyed it. And you want to wilt the vegetables, which is actually different than stewing them. I also staged a chase in New York City like the one his mother had, and I've actually worn sweatshirts that his mother wore. I'm a deeply sick person.
This is where Tim's comedy gets genuinely disturbing. He's not just making jokes, he's exposing the calculated manipulation behind every move Meghan makes. If you guys don't remember, back in 2023, Harry and Meghan claimed they were involved in a near catastrophic car chase through New York that supposedly lasted 2 hours. But the taxi driver himself came out and gave a statement calling the entire thing bullshit, saying it was completely exaggerated. The New York chase wasn't some random paparazzi incident. It was a deliberate recreation of the most traumatic moment in Harry's life. That level of psychological exploitation is almost sociopathic.
We're just using local honey, and we fold that honey into the frosting, and the kids love it. Little Archie loves it, and Lilibet, and they're gonna say to me, "What'd you do to Daddy's family?" I said, "I killed them. I killed them all, and I brought you all back to Santa Barbara."
The children's dialogue Tim creates here is probably the most devastating commentary on their situation anyone's produced. Those kids are going to grow up with zero connection to their royal heritage, completely isolated from their father's side of the family. Meanwhile, their mother will be making jam and pretending everything's normal while she's systematically destroyed every relationship Harry ever had.
I mean, I like them. I hope they don't go away. I hope they keep doing this. I hope they keep behaving shamefully. It's great for the tabloids. It's great for us. We keep doing it. Keep simulating car chases, simulate terrorist attacks, whatever they want to do that keeps them in the news. I'm all for it.
Tim's brutally honest here. He actually wants them to keep going. They've become perfect content for comedians and tabloids. His suggestion to keep simulating car chases and terrorist attacks shows how transparently fake their publicity stunts have become. They're essentially performing their own downfall for entertainment value at this point.
It's actually quite interesting because, first of all, I loved initially that my son was marrying a black woman, even though it was like, she's not really like sort of black, like, you know what I mean? It's sort of like odd, but it was like, whatever. I thought, you know, she's sort of, well, whatever, but I was really into it.
Tim's Diana impression from Heaven is absolutely savage. Having Diana comment on the racial dynamics while noting Meghan's mixed heritage cut straight to the heart of how identity politics got weaponized for sympathy.
I'm here in heaven and I'm watching this lifestyle brand and I'm like, what a dumb I can't believe it. That's all she wanted to do this entire thing. Fleeing the castle, saying it was all fair and wrong, but that's all she wanted to do was sell souffle ramekins and Target.
The Diana from Heaven bit gets even more brutal as she watches Meghan's lifestyle brand and dismisses it as a dump. All the royal drama and family destruction was just so Meghan could sell kitchen accessories. That's the ultimate insult to Diana's actual legacy and sacrifices.
And I will not bend the knee and just go along with the nonsense. That's what's so annoying about them. The most of all, they like insist that you go along with their nonsense and their insanity and their fragility.
Bill Maher refuses to play along with their fragility Olympics. And that's exactly what more people need to do. The demand that everyone just accept their nonsense and treat their privileged complaints as legitimate struggles makes them insufferable to regular people.
They are under the impression they have big thoughts. Big thoughts. Like Meghan and Harry, I've listened to both of them talk. Garden variety retards.
Tim's assessment of their intelligence level is harsh, but probably accurate. They genuinely believe they're deep thinkers with important insights when they're really just spouting generic self-help platitudes and victim narratives that any reality TV star could deliver.
I don't think they will change because I don't think they have the capacity to, but they obviously should.
Even John Oliver, who's usually more diplomatic, admits they probably won't change. They lack the capacity for self-reflection. When someone as measured as Oliver gives up on you, that's a pretty damning assessment of your character.
And nobody is a realer housewife than Meghan Markle, who married this ginger retard and took him out of his racist family so that they could live in Beverly Hills or wherever the fuck they live.
Tim's final comparison to Real Housewives is spot on. That's exactly what they've become. Drama-obsessed reality stars who happen to stumble into royalty. They turned a 1,000-year institution into a trashy reality show. And now they're living out their Kardashian fantasies in California while calling it royal exile. So what's your take on this whole Meghan train wreck? Do you think she's genuinely this delusional, or is it all just calculated manipulation to stay relevant? And what about Harry? Is he completely brainwashed at this point, or do you think deep down he knows he screwed up but can't find a way back? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know if you think there's any chance these two will ever develop some actual self-awareness.